everyone. My last One About segment dealt with the hiring process and how to properly hire someone for a job, providing all of the information. Please check it out. Before we get into this segment, kindly subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other content. And if you like what you're learning and interacting with me about, please hit the like button and share it. Okay, how to accept a job offer. Let's start from the very beginning, okay? First, let's take stock of all of your email addresses, phone numbers, etc. And if need be, you might have to do some consolidating. Only have the contact information out there that will actually get to you. If someone wants you for a job and the only email they have is your old unicorn dreamer 8675435 at prodigy.com that you haven't rocked since 91, that won't work. Plus, you look ridiculous.
You've got mail.
And this brings up actually a sidebar. No, not that kind of sidebar. I don't want to hinder your creative spirit here, but have a normal email address, something having to do with your name. When band leaders and contractors are looking at email addresses and yours is the world is out to get me 911 at Gmail, that doesn't have a professional look to it. Speaking of professional, let's talk about your outgoing voicemail. Some people forget about this. Have a professional outgoing voicemail. Not a funny one, not a creative one with you playing your instrument. A friendly greeting. Your name and the request to leave information that you will respond to as soon as you are humanly able. Don't let the voicemail lady do the work for you. This should be your voice. And here's the reason why. If you want to get hired, the idea is to put yourself out there. Hiding behind the voicemail lady isn't putting yourself out there. Plus, allowing a potential boss, contractor, band leader to hear how you greet them is important. That actually might be an indication of your professionalism on the gig. When I call someone I've never met and their voicemail seems like an endless, ambiguous pit, as a band leader, that makes me nervous as how the rest of the gig is going to go. Maybe it's just me, but I have been doing this a while. Check your email. Check your voicemail. Check your text messages. As soon as you are contacted, respond. Timely. Now, this doesn't have to be your final answer. It can be as simple as, hey, thank you for the call. I got your message, but I need to check some things. Or, hey, thank you for the call. Here a pattern. I got your message. Here a pattern. But here's an odd question. Or can I get a little more information that will make a difference? Okay? Either way, thank them. Okay? Now, if you get that dreaded, hey, you working Friday? It's up to you how you want to handle that. I wouldn't totally ignore it, but if it's a habit from someone, help them learn per our previous segment together. Okay, back to the job offer. Let's say it doesn't work because we're already booked, but the job offer is a really good one. When is it appropriate to sub out? It's appropriate to sub out if you do it far enough in advance, if the pay for the new job offer is staggeringly more than your existing job. We gotta have to pay the bills, right? Or if it's the opportunity of a lifetime, and sometimes they come along. I've been contacted for opportunity of a lifetime jobs. I understand. You don't want to be the person who is always subbing out, though, simply because you're all about the money. You'll stop getting called, and it's just a jerk move. No more jerk moves. You'll also hose band leader after band leader, or contractor after contractor, and 100% of the people in those fields, they'll remove your name from their books if you do it. I've done it. I've taken people off my list because they constantly sub out. Okay, back to our job offer. Let's say it doesn't work because you're already booked on a comparable gig. Well, if you want to work with that band leader again, you will be kind in your turning down of the offer. There is no downside ever to being kind and friendly in this business. A personal example is this. There is someone I call for church services with great regularity and have for some time now. In a span of about 5 years, they've been able to do 3 services. However, the response is always, I can't believe I'm just saying no again. I just can't swing this one. Please, please keep calling and keep me in mind. Absolutely. Absolutely I will. Now, there's some times when you need to turn down a gig and you let that person know that this particular gig isn't your bag. Or if the money was better, you could do it. It's fine. Absolutely fair. I have had very friendly interactions with folks who have kindly declined the offer saying, hey, thank you so much for thinking of me. For that time, at that place, given my circumstances, I really couldn't do it for less than whatever the amount is. But I really appreciate you calling, and I hope that we can work together soon. It's a phenomenal interaction. Totally understand. Contrastingly, I've gotten, nah man, there's no way I do it for that bread. Why? Why say that? Like, why? Why the attitude? Okay, we're back to being kind, right? So let's say you choose to accept the gig. Everything works. You have all of the information you need to make an informed decision. While, per our previous segment, it's on the person hiring you to provide this information, there is a part of this that's on you to make sure you can say yes, having all the info.
Need the info.
Have your checklist of things you need to know. For each of us, that might be different. For some of us, it's the basic fundamental needs, right? Don't accept the offer until that checklist is complete, because once you say yes, you're committed, and you're saying yes to all that there is pertaining to the job. So you've accepted. Great, congratulations on your gig. What happens now? You write it down. Write it down. Write it down. In the modern day era of electronic calendars and day planners, somehow double booking is more commonplace than you realize. Write it down. Next, make sure you have all the equipment, gear, etc. you need for the gig. Do I need to print music? Do I need a PA? A music stand, a rug if I'm a drummer, etc. Next, you prepare. Practice. I continue to be surprised by people who show up thinking they are the hottest sight reader and haven't given a single look at what they're supposed to do. If you get the music in advance, look through it. Ask questions. You want to make a band leader feel more comfortable about having just hired you? Ask a question about their book. It'll show that you've looked through it. Don't ask dumb questions, but if there's something that will get you interacting with that person, ask it. You can also just let them know that you've looked through it and it all looks good. That simple interaction means the world to a band leader. It's kind of a drag when you show up, and if you've had the music in advance, you begin to point out things and errors and wrong clefs at the gig or even at the rehearsal. Save everyone's time and look through things beforehand. If you're unable to, let the band leader know, hey, I'm going from this to this, this. I just want to let you know I have it. I'll try to look through it. All right. You've said yes. You have all your information. You're as prepared as you can be. Now what? Show up. Show up early. I know life happens. If you're in Chicago, Lower Whacker happens. If you're in DC, the Mixing Bowl happens. Whatever. But do all that you can do to conquer that. Don't suddenly remember the Chicago Marathon that morning, or the parade, or whatever. If you're running late, call. Start by calling. Don't hide behind the text message. Don't send the text message hoping they'll just get it and now you're off the hook. You're not off the hook. Related to this, don't have a million excuses. Hey, I'm running 5-10 minutes worse behind. Fine, I'm very sorry. I'm doing all that I can. Great, just get here. If you're always listing your excuses, that gets so old. All right, you've showed up. Be professional. Be kind. If you're late and there's a logical opportunity to apologize to the group, especially the band leader, do that. But don't bust through like the Kool-Aid man and loudly apologize. We all know you're late. Don't put it in neon. Either way, Be professional. Don't run someone else's rehearsal for them unless they've asked you to. Don't talk too much. Be the person they hired you to be, and strive to make everyone else better because you're there. It's huge. Don't be on your phone at every turn. Don't snap the rehearsal to your world. As a band leader, if I feel that you're more attached to your social media followers than what I've hired you to do, you begin to drop down the depth chart in my book. No questions asked. Be all there. Turn your ringer off. Finally, the end of the gig. You've crushed it. Be kind. Be courteous. Thank the band leader, the contractor, if they're present. If not, an email or phone call or text the next day goes a long way. If it's a recurring thing, you don't have to, but if it's a once-in-a-while opportunity or a one-off, thanking them makes such a difference. You want to know why? Check this out. That person just gave you an opportunity to do what you feel you were born to do and probably earn a wage doing it. That is super heavy. You can probably think of many people in your world that get up every day to do a job simply because it brings in income, not necessarily because it's a calling. You're in this because you absolutely love it. Act like it. Act like it. Anyway, sorry, dismount off the high horse. Thank you all for checking this out. If you're still watching, kindly hit that like button, share it, please subscribe, and let me know if there are any topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes. Cheers.